Hello and welcome guys, welcome to this video. My name is Mohammed Khan and in this video we will learn how to create a WhatsApp bot. Essentially the topic of this video is how to write the authentication part of WhatsApp bot with Bailey's library. If you haven't already watched the previous video on Bailey's playlist, do check out my channel, do subscribe, and also if you want a full course on WhatsApp, you can join my community on nas.io/superprogrammers community. You can get the link in the description. So with that being said, if you guys can see over here and from the previous video, this is use multi-file auth. The objective of this video is to just use just not use this and use our own custom logic, which will be where we'll be using MongoDB to authenticate our WhatsApp bot, and we'll store the credentials on MongoDB instead of storing it in file, which is okay for if you're working locally, but if you're deploying it on a server, you might need a help of a database. So we'll go forward. So what we'll do is that we will just look at the code that is inside use multi-file auth. So we can find this in the Bailey's documentation or Bailey's code directly. You can get the information over there, but I'm not gonna get into that. I'm just gonna write the code. You guys just follow. Can just follow on and just watch the video properly, and then copy and paste the code. Okay. You can get GitHub repository link in the description, so you can do. Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. Anyways, I am gonna comment this out. I am gonna write use state save grade, so it will be as similar as it is on the use multi-file auth. So instead of use multi-file auth, so I'm gonna use MongoDB auth. Okay, so use MongoDB auth, and I'm gonna pass in the name of the authentication type, whatever that is. Okay. Actually, instead of this, we need to pass in the correction name. But yeah, I'm gonna give the correction name as this one, right? So for now, this will just change, just so you guys know. Just don't directly copy this. I'm gonna leave this comment over here, and then let me create a new file, and let me call that file as mongo.js. Okay, and I'm gonna write module exports is equals to use mongodb auth state, and I'm gonna receive a collection. And okay, so essentially what we'll be needing is like 4 functions. One is called creds, the other one is called remove data. So we'll write data. Okay, for now I'll just leave it empty. And the other one that we need is read data. Still help us. Sorry, let me rename it to read data. All right. So that being said, once again, let's move. Read data will be here, and I'm gonna write remove data. Okay. Yeah, remove data, and I'm gonna write const creds, and this will have await read data. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna write creds. This is how WhatsApp stores the data. So yeah, or 0 of init auth cred, and yeah, init auth creds comes from this library, which is nothing but this will just give me the this is how the initial authentication looks like. Okay, I'm gonna press save, and I will import this code over here. Oh, seems like this does not work for whatever reason. So use multi-file auth const, and I'm gonna write. Oops, I don't think I need this. Use MongoDB auth require auth. Oh, I think I messed it up a little. Oops, I don't need to, just one. Mongo auth. Oh, cool. So I think this is enough, and I can use this directly. Okay. Anyways, remember that we need to pass in the collection. I'm gonna write the code over here, anyways. So the code that we need to write is something like this, which is essentially a collection and MongoDB client. This we will initialize after a while. Mongo client. Okay, we will have to implement this as well. I'm gonna give the WhatsApp name as WhatsApp API and collection bottom. Okay, I hope this is fine. And yeah, oops, there you go. And now I'm gonna receive this. Now comes the code where we actually need to write the same code that we are writing on that the guy Perp Shell who developed this uh, repository wrote. So just the same thing, but in terms of MongoDB. Okay. So first of all, I need to write information to store. Okay, the information that we need to store, we need to parse the JSON and JSON.stringify and data that will receive from the ID. Okay, we'll receive two things and we'll write buffer JSON dot replacer. Okay, so buffer JSON dot replacer is nothing but it will just properly replace the buffer JSON, and then it's a complex thing that will take a while if I actually explain, and we'll get into a completely different topic. But all we are doing is that like we are getting the information to store. It has like in private keys and all that information. All right. So now all we need to do is just essentially give a particular value to store. So I'm gonna give update, okay, and set. So this is a MongoDB operation, and since this is an object, I'm gonna do information to store, okay, which will just use like update over here, which is fine in my opinion. And I'm gonna return collection dot update one, okay. I'm gonna write id comma update, and I'm gonna pass in absurd colon true. I mean, if it's not able to find, just absurd it. Okay, this is write data. And coming to read data is like very simple. Just essentially just get the information in the collection and then read the data. So I'm gonna write JSON.stringify, okay, and we'll await the collection.find one, and I'm gonna write underscore ID. Okay, I hope that this makes sense. And we'll write return JSON.parse data hyphen buffer JSON.reviver. Okay, cool. So, and we'll just wrap it up inside a try catch just so things are proper. Okay, I'm gonna write error over here, return null. I think this makes a lot of sense now. I believe, am I missing some extra? Okay, this is fine for read data, and I believe the only thing that we need to do is return the information. So the way that we need to return the, the read data is done, and I'm correct, this is also done. Now we need to work on remove data. Remove data is pretty simple. Remove data is like try, okay, catch. Okay, actually try catch is not needed, but I'll just, yeah, I'm gonna write a error. I'm just gonna console log the error. Okay, not gonna do anything. You guys can write custom code if you want over there. So I'm gonna write away collection dot delete one. Okay, so which will essentially delete the authentication part, and I'm gonna make async for all of them. All these guys are asyncs. Okay, all right. Now if you notice, uh, read data is used over here initially to read the credentials, but creds, remove data, write data is not used anywhere. So don't worry, I will show you where it is used. If you remember in the Next.js, there are like two files, state and creds. So we need to return that so that a user can use it. So state will have, creds first. Okay, creds is nothing but credentials that we are getting from either from the database, or if it's database is empty, we'll get it from what do you call it, init. Okay, so we will get that information from there, and after we do that, we can get the information from, yeah. So after creds we have like something called keys, which where we'll have like get and set. Okay, so there are like two functions, so I'm gonna pass in this. Okay, and the other function is set, which is, yeah, all this is similar to the use multi auth uh, authentication file. Okay, so I'm just changing the code related to MongoDB. Okay, so I'm gonna write data is equals to question mark this thing, and await promise all. So I'm just writing the code directly from the documentation, or like the code base of this library, and I'm gonna async, yeah, id, and yeah, let value is equals to await read data. Yeah, and I'm gonna write type hyphen id. Okay, I hope that this makes sense. And I'm gonna write if type is equals to app state sync key, then value is equals to proto dot message dot app state sync key data from object. Yeah, and then after that, data hyphen id is equals to value. Okay, this promise dot on, I'm gonna return the data. Yeah, I know that this does not make sense, but what we are doing here is just getting the data, and we are essentially getting the data, and like we are setting the value to data dot id, and when we are returning it, that's like get function, which is used by WhatsApp. And here comes the set section where actually write or remove the data. Okay, so what we'll do is that const tasks. Okay, it will be an array of tasks. Okay, and then for const category of object dot keys data hyphen category. Okay, for const id of object dot keys data category. Okay, and then I'll write value is equals to data category, yeah, and id. Okay, so here I'm just setting the data, and write key is equals to and also this information, we get this information, the type and IDs, from the WhatsApp's function itself. Again, so for this data, all right, and this is not, yeah, data, exactly. That's about it. And the key the key is the same thing as we wrote above, so it's category dash id. Okay, so task dot push value question mark write data value and key remove data and write. All right, I hope this makes sense. And I think after set, we just need to, I think, yeah, I just need to add some code over here, like await promise.all tasks. So it's just gonna get all of the tasks that needs to be set, and then it will store the information. The final thing, if you see, there's something called safegrades, which will be used by, yeah, here with this is what safegrades is. And yeah, I think let me just close this keys. Yeah. And the final thing is, yeah, so this is state. State is something like this. And this beside state, we have something called yeah, we have something called safegrades. Okay, which is this code. And yeah, it just returns write data creds. Okay, yeah, I think that's about it, which is this one. This is the code. This is the information that it actually saves the credentials from. All right, so I think all of this makes sense. Now what we'll do is that we'll add the proper yeah, we'll just add a proper npmi this thing. So npmi, what we need is a Mongo client, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so we will need something related to Mongo. I think if you already have Mongoose, I think we'll have to I have to add MongoDB Mongoose. Okay, let's just add MongoDB and Mongoose. Sorry, I'm saying Mongoose so a lot. Anyways, so the other line of code will be just, yeah, so the other line of code will be just using Mongo client. Okay, and it will be just using, yeah, so connection logic. So inside the connection logic, what we'll do is that before adding the connection logic, we will yeah, I can just, yeah, I can get the Mongo client from, so all we need to do is just define the Mongo client. Okay, so new Mongo client. So after we do the connection, we will just add the code for that. So now you might be wondering, so I actually we can just put the logic inside. So I think this would make sense. For the Mongo URL, I'm not going to show you the URL, but the Mongo URL that I'll be using will be just my URL. So I'm going to get that information. So from const Mongo URL. So I have a repository related to WhatsApp, YouTube. It's a different repository, different thing for WhatsApp. So I believe I have Mongo. Yeah, there you go. I'll just do not use this because I'm gonna change the password for this one. So I hope that you guys understand. Anyways, so I think this is a cluster. This is a free cluster. If you use it a lot, it will not give me, like, charge me any money, but then nobody would be able to use it. Not even me, and not even you. So anyways, I think this is fine. Let's run the code. Let's debug if there are any issues. Okay, I think I did not write the dev script, but okay, I'll write index.js. And I have a phone over here. I don't know if you guys can see this phone. Let's see, bot info is not defined. Where is bot info? Okay, for bot info, okay, so for this one, I just forgot to write the logic. So let's finish the logic over here. So since we have the MongoDB client, and since we are actually waiting for the client to finish up, we will just write this line of code, which will just get the DB. And yeah, board info is nothing but the name of the collection that we want to connect to. So name of the collection will be auth info Baileys. Okay, let me open MongoDB and actually connect and search it out. Let's see how it looks like. I know the video is like going really up, but I hope you guys understand that this is a very important part that we need to test. Testing is very important. And I'm going to use my own cluster. Yeah, I hope you guys understand like this is very important. And I believe I have this thing, and it actually created a, this is like for my testing, but anyways, let me run the code. Let's run the code and let's see what is the output. Okay, it gave a QR code, so if you guys can see my phone, I'm gonna scan my phone. Okay, I'm gonna figure out where is WhatsApp, and yeah, let me actually. Okay, let me see if I can get some information. There you go. I'm gonna scan now. It's logging in. Apparently connection errored out. Okay, let me see what's the actual issue, and let me try to fix it. So yeah, actually I just started out and scanned again, it worked. So the change that I did on the code, if you guys can see the video, the change that I did is like, if you remember, we were using init auth. So we're using init auth just read the data, but what I did is that we were getting it from directly from the code. So let me just comment out and show you even the buffer JSON, this part. And if you see over here, if I just import this, so you're using init from here. So I just removed this init and just wrote it by myself. You can get the code from the description, but it's just a straight up code that we need to write. That's important. Okay. So once you do that, it will start working out. And as you can see, I've already scanned my phone. I'm gonna run again. Essentially, it should revive the session. Let's see if it revives the session. There you go, it does. Let me try to write a message. I don't have my phone right now, but I'll just write a random message somewhere. I don't know if it's received and show it up over here. There you go. It did show up. And it also showed the type of message that I've sent inside the message. And it says broadcast false, message timestamp, etc. and etc. All right. So I guess this is very helpful for you guys. You can get the code of this particular thing on the description of this video. And yeah, like I said, it's really fun for it. It was really fun for me to make this tutorial, and I mean it's kind of hard, to be honest, but I really hope that you like this video. And if you wanna connect with me, if you wanna support me, do subscribe, do like, do comment. If you like, I'll make more videos kind of like this. And not only this, I'm also gonna make a tutorial on like how to create an auto respond to ChatGPT integration bot. So it's gonna be a roller coaster. So I do hope that you guys subscribe, and do check out my community on nas.io/superprograms community. You can get the link from the description. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you all guys in the next video. Till then, goodbye and take care.